If you've been doing push-ups for months or even years and your chest still looks the same, your arms still feel weak, and your upper body hasn't changed at all, I need to tell you something that most trainers won't say out loud. You've been doing fake push-ups. Not fake like you're lying, fake like your body is moving, but your muscles aren't doing the work. And that's the real reason you're stuck. Stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to show you exactly what's going wrong and give you the fix that will completely transform how push-ups feel and what they actually do to your body.
First, why this matters. Here's a stat that should stop you cold. A 2019 study from Harvard Health showed that men who could perform at least 40 proper push-ups had a 96% lower risk of cardiovascular disease than those who could do fewer than 10. Notice I said proper push-ups. Not fast ones, not half-rep ones, not the ones where your hips sag to the floor and you pretend it counts. The push-up is one of the most complete upper body movements in existence. It trains your chest, your triceps, your anterior deltoids, your core, your serratus anterior, and when done right, it even activates your glutes and lower back as stabilizers. But here's the problem. Most people have been taught to focus on the movement, going down, coming up, instead of focusing on the muscular contraction. And that one mistake kills almost all the results.
The 5 fake push-ups mistakes. Mistake 1, the half rep. You're only going halfway down. Your arms bend 30, 40 degrees, and you call it a push-up. But research on range of motion shows that full range of motion activates up to 30% more muscle fiber. Your chest barely stretches. Your muscles never reach full tension. Half a rep, half the result. Mistake 2, flared elbows. When your elbows fly out at 90 degrees from your body, you shift the load away from your chest and directly onto your shoulder joints. This doesn't just reduce chest activation. Over time, it tears your rotator cuff. Elbows should track at 45 degrees from the torso. Always. Mistake 3, sagging hips. When your hips drop, your spine hyperextends. Your lumbar vertebrae compress. You think you're doing a push-up, but you're actually doing a lower back injury. Your core needs to be engaged, like you're bracing for a punch, the whole time.
Mistake 4, speed repping. Going so fast, you create momentum instead of muscle tension. This is called cheating your tempo. The eccentric phase, going down, is where micro tears that trigger muscle growth happen. If you rush through it, you skip the most productive part of the rep. A 2014 meta-analysis in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that controlled tempo increases hypertrophy by up to 40% compared to uncontrolled speed.
Mistake 5, no mind-muscle connection. This is the big one. You're thinking about counting reps instead of feeling the contraction. EMG studies consistently show that athletes who actively think about squeezing the target muscle during a movement produce 20 to 35% higher muscle activation than those focused on completing the movement. The brain-muscle link is not a myth. It is measurable, reproducible science.
Let me tell you about a guy I'll call Marcus, 38 years old. He'd been doing push-ups every morning for 2 years, 50 reps every single day. And when he came to me, he said, "I don't understand. I'm consistent, I work hard. Why don't I see any results?" I watched him do 10 push-ups, and within 3 reps, I spotted all 5 mistakes we just covered. Flared elbows, halfway reps, speed repping, hips sagging on rep 7, and his face showed zero focus. He was counting, not contracting. Here's what we changed. We dropped his daily 50 reps to 3 sets of 12 reps with perfect form, controlled tempo, 3 seconds down, 1 second pause, 2 seconds up, elbows at 45 degrees, full range of motion, and deliberate mind-muscle focus on his chest and triceps. Within 6 weeks, Marcus saw more chest development than in the previous 2 years combined. Same movement, completely different result. Why? Because he stopped moving his body through space and started actually training his muscles. Let me give you the exact setup. Right now, follow along. Step 1. Hand placement. Hands just outside shoulder width, fingers spread, index fingers pointing forward, not too wide, not too narrow. Step 2. Elbows. As you lower yourself, let your elbows track at 45 degrees from your rib cage. Not 90 degrees out, not tucked straight in. 45. Think arrow, not T. Step 3. Body alignment. From your heels to your head, one straight line. Squeeze your glutes, brace your abs. Pull your shoulder blades together slightly before you descend. Step 4. Tempo. 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second pause at the bottom, chest just above the floor, not resting on it. 2 seconds on the way up. That's 1 rep, 1 real rep. Step 5, the contraction cue. At the top, squeeze. Imagine you're trying to push the floor apart, like you're pulling your hands toward each other without moving them. That internal rotation cue activates your pectoralis major more fully than any other technique.
Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps like this, and I promise you, you will feel more in those 24 reps than you ever felt in 100 sloppy ones. So here's your takeaway from today. Stop counting reps. Start counting quality contractions. Fix your elbows, fix your tempo, fix your mind-muscle connection, and watch what happens to your body in the next 4 to 6 weeks. The push-up has been around for centuries because it works, but only when you do it right. And now you know exactly how. If this video helped you see push-ups differently, hit the like button. It really helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this. And if you want to go deeper on training the right way after 35 or 40, subscribe to Fitgevity. We publish new science-backed fitness content every 2 days. And drop a comment below. I'm switching to real push-ups, so I know you watch till the end. I read every single one. See you in the next one.